We've covered some bad movies on this show over the years, but today's Sick Flick is sort of magical in its awfulness. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Jon McBride's shot-on-video disaster piece, Cannibal Campout. Released in 1988, this one proves all you really needed to make a movie was a camcorder, some friends, a few gallons of fake blood, and a dream. That doesn't mean you were going to make a good movie, but you could definitely make a movie. I'd be stunned if they spent $1,500 on this thing, and most of that was probably for the camcorder.
Cannibal Campout was indeed made with a regular camcorder.
But enough about that. Can these backwoods Leatherface wannabes kill enough young adults to earn a coveted 5 bark bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons Paul, Jennifer B. Jacobs, and Stuart. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. Intercoast Productions. This feels like an industrial accident video waiting to happen. Great, a prologue card, written by a guy who just discovered a thesaurus. And right to a house establishing shot. This movie knows what I'm about. And this camcorder has zoom. Fancy. Be back later, I'm late for Flashdance auditions. Do we really need to watch her put her shoes on in real time? Is this vital to the plot? I mean, maybe it is. The cannibals could like soul food. Oh yeah, I bet she's listening to Michael Cimbello's Maniac. Played on a Casio keyboard, maybe? Run all you like, lady, but there's no escaping this movie. This feels like some terrible 90s PSA commercial. I'm WWE superstar Wendy Richter. Remember, kids, only losers do drugs. Oh yeah, jogging at a brisk 1.5 miles per hour. Maybe she'll jog over to a more interesting film. But I'm not holding my breath. I'm pretty sure she already ran past this driveway. Let's check. Nailed it. She lapped herself. And jump scare? I'll take it. I guess she's gonna have to cut her run short. And random building establishing shot. Classrooms, eh? I think it's safe to say this isn't a film school. So, yeah, let's just stand here and pretend we're talking like normal teens. How about that sports ball game last week? And maybe it was better when they weren't actually speaking.
Come on, it doesn't take all weekend to study for that thing.
Unfortunately, some of us have to study to get good grades.
Oh, come on, this guy's at least 30. He could teach high school. And here comes the exposition.
You guys are going up to Redston?
Yeah, why?
Wasn't that where that family disappeared a month ago? And the cops found their station wagon and all their stuff soaked in blood, and they never found the bodies?
Oh yeah, William Goldman himself couldn't have written this scene any better. And ominous foreshadowing.
I have a feeling this is going to be a weekend we are never going to forget.
Then we get a title card. Pretty low rent, but this is a shot-on-video movie, so I didn't expect much. This is a pretty risky shot. They drop that camcorder, this movie is over. God, this is really boring. And we've got a sing-along. Kill me now.
Light a candle for me, dear, and say a prayer.
Any thoughts on this, Ian Sarah?
It stinks.
Yeah, it's no idiot control, that's for sure. Man, I wish there was an off-ramp out of this movie. And approaching rock and roll nightmare levels of padding with driving scenes.
Not true. Vance back, it's right out in front.
Hey, is this the opening that Aerosmith's Dream On? Hey, don't play too much or you'll have to pay them royalties. And another great moment in horror film acting.
Redston? That name sounds familiar for some reason. Didn't something happen there recently?
Amazing, the Academy snubbed this performance. Still driving, still going. Anyway, this chick's thinking some deep thoughts. Can a vampire enter my house uninvited if he has a search warrant? See, I'm still working on Vampire Cop from a few episodes back. And still driving. We might have beaten the Rock and Roll Nightmare record here.
Enough is enough already.
More driving, but from a new angle. Then it gets worse. Traffic.
This jerk's only going about 5 miles an hour. We're never going to get there now.
Oh boy, we got a road rage incident waiting to happen. Hey, if you wanted to ride my ass, you should have come down to the Blue Oyster. Yeah, a little police academy humor for my Gen Xers. And that escalated quickly. Thank God they escaped so we can do more driving. Well, okay, let's follow these losers, I guess. And back to driving. Jesus, man. Oh my God, are we finally done driving? And they're off to a smokehouse.
Hell yeah.
No, this actual smokehouse. And yeah, I don't know what that is either. Oh, it's Murderous Maverick again. I forgot about him. Looks like someone is getting grilled. Literally. Oh, look, it's like our 14 movies are finally meeting up for the first time. Also, am I the only one getting, like, discount Texas Chainsaw vibes here? Oh, look, it's Al Snow's pal Head before she got into the WWE. Focus movie. So, we've traded in endless driving for endless walking. Fantastic. Did anyone tell director Jon McBride that movies are a lot more interesting when something actually happens? Strange Cabin. Says some guy named Ted Kaczynski lives here. That sounds like a nice man. God, the image quality in this movie is softer than Drake. Looks like someone rubbed Vaseline all over the tape. Oh, good. More walking. For as much traveling as this movie does, it sure never goes anywhere. Mountain establishing shot. Maybe if we keep walking, we'll end up there in another hour. Maverick! I do like that this movie has like 7 characters, and all any of them do is walk. I bet the script meeting was like, all the cool slasher killers wear a mask. What do we got? I got this pilot's mask from when my dad flew combat missions in Nam. Sold. Oh God, is this movie giving us a flashback? Tremendous. And discount Leatherface is here. I was gonna ask you out, but looks like you're tied up. All right, now you wear the mask. And then they finish her off. There's splatter and nudity here, so we couldn't show most of it. Back in the present, I wonder if there's beer on the sun. I love that the dude on the left is almost assuredly reading off a cue card just out of camera range. Anyway, let's check in with our dorks. Looks like things are getting campy. Alright, let's go find a place to take a dump. God, I never thought they'd leave. So, do you ever get that not-so-fresh feeling? Wait, who the hell are these guys, and why do they have Jason's mask? This guy's like, maybe I can make the whole hockey mask thing work for me. And more walking. I really missed that part of this movie. And another character walking. This literally has more walking than Lord of the Rings in like 1/8 of the runtime. Don't walk into the camera, man. We only have one camcorder. Oh yeah, this is a good place to poop. Oh man, there's even used TP here already. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So, you're probably wondering why I brought you out here today. It was basically to pad the runtime. Have 2 people ever sat like this to have a conversation intentionally? These 2 are definitely proof that opposites attract, though. We got Buzzcut on the right and Mississippi Mudflap on the left. That basically sums up male hairstyles in the 80s. All we need are some feathers. And now this guy is going to make the classic slasher movie mistake.
Don't worry about it. I'll be right back.
I guess he gets a pass since this was made prior to Scream. In movie A, these guys are playing with their sticks.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. These actual sticks. Just masterful shot composition here. Extreme close-up, neither actor actually in frame. Chef's kiss. So wait, this guy handled bloody cloth and never even wiped the blood off his hands. Gross. Hey, you know what would really liven things up? A pointless scene of this dude sitting by himself. Jesus, does anything ever happen in this damn movie? It's 87 minutes of nothing. If someone's stalking him from here, how does he not see them? It's right in the open. Oh, hi there. Have you seen my fighter jet? I know I parked it around here somewhere. And of course, this dunce thinks it's his buddy.
Where you been? That's the greatest costume I've ever seen. Beats this, I'll tell you that.
I'm calling BS on the greatest costume line. It's marginal at best. Between the leg shot. We have had a lot of those lately. And let's get to some action. Chop chop. The machete to the head gag was cheap, but not terrible. ProTube will not let me show it, but yeah. Oh, look, it's video of our 1987 trip to see the leaves change color.
This is absolutely fascinating.
A river runs through it. God, I wish I was watching A River Runs Through It right now, and I don't even like that movie. Man, this dude was layering at a pro level. T-shirt, flannel, vest, and his girlfriend is in shorts. And more walking. And more leaves. Jesus, this movie. And more walking. I'm sensing a theme here. Wait, we're back here? Is this movie just walking in circles? I really hope you all appreciate the things I sit through for your entertainment. Hey, no solicitors! Well, this place looks like a total fixer-upper. With some elbow grease, we could flip it and be rich. And look out. It's a surprise attack. Back at camp, we've got one hell of a random plot development.
I'm pregnant, Chris.
Nah, I'm calling BS. This guy looks like he'd get lost on his way to first base. Look at his face. That look is the my life is over look. I am glad we stopped the Cannibal Killer movie for the ABC After School Special segment. Leaves. And back to nothing. Now this chick is in the murder cabin, so maybe something will happen. Back at camp, thrill as they hunt for the radio. Damn it, all we can get out here is country or fire and brimstone preachers. Why did I ever agree to be in this movie? Sure, let's give the radio some screen time too. It's not any more boring than the actors. And back at the shack, jump scare. Come on, ladies, stop screaming. I'm just here to check your foundation. You know, when I watch a terrible movie, it's like, well, there's 87 minutes of my life I'm not getting back. But when I do it for the show, it's more like, well, there's 18 hours of my life I'm not getting back. Because it takes forever to script these things. Oh yeah, I think you gave him the slip. You should totally look around instead of running, you moron. See? Told you. Fulci eye zoom. Even Fulci wouldn't want anything to do with this movie. They are nice, though. They're gonna give her a lift. It just occurred to me that this guy looks a lot like the killer in Nail Gun Massacre. Yeah, looks like she definitely made the cut. Hey, it's the house that dripped blood. All right, more walking. I really hate this movie right now. I mean, if you took out all the scenes of walking and driving, this movie would be like 6 minutes long. Anyway, they're gonna make the always wise decision to split up.
Chris, go back the way we came and I'll head up this road. And if anybody gets lost, we'll meet back right here.
Okay.
If they're lost, how would they find their way back here, Vasco da Gama? Yeah, that's a deep cut reference right there. Oh, it's like a Journey song, because they're going their separate ways. Do you kids even remember Journey's Separate Ways? Christ, I'm old. This just triples the number of walking scenes we're about to endure. See? And here's 2. And you know what they say, 2 good walking scenes definitely deserves another. And another one. This movie definitely sets the record for most pointless walking scenes ever.
That sure as hell isn't berries.
Could be cranberry sauce, though. Yes, I'd even rather be watching Blood Rage right now. Still walking. God, her situational awareness sucks. They're out in the open. How'd he get behind her? Pop quiz. Who's more wooden here? This doof actor or the rotted beams of this shack? Oh, now we're running. But surprise, here are killers. Great. Maybe we'll finally get to the Cannibal Campout portion of this movie. I love that since this camcorder only shot in 4:3 that they had to crowd everyone in here to get them all in the frame. I haven't shown this dude much because pretty much every time he opens his mouth, he says something ProTube would demonetize me over. But I will say, this dude might be the most annoying and unscary killer in horror history. I mean, Shatner thinks this dude is overacting. Now it's time for a spirited game of pull my finger. Come on, boy, squeal like a pig. Yeah, this scene is making me gag. By God, he's setting him up for the choke slam. I was starting to worry we weren't going to get a JR this week. Thank God that scene happened. But look out, someone's tossed Triple H's sledgehammer into the ring. Sadly, this is the most thrilling thing this movie has given us so far. And look out, we've got outside interference. Stop the damn match. God, even when we get to the gore, this movie is boring. Looks like it's time for a gut check. Hey, if I spread his intestines out just right, I can see the future. And it makes sense Maverick would go for the arm. I mean, he's a pilot, which makes him a wingman. I mean, the effects here are primitive, but at least there's some gore. Not that it's alleviated my boredom one bit. These ribs are amazing. Open the pod bay door and eat your tripe. Guess this guy's taking his food to go. Hold still, you have some of Bob's large intestine on your chin. And now this guy's gonna lose his head. Literally. They definitely got their money's worth on the cutout machete gag here. But he's not done. Let me ask you some questions, pal.
You asked for it.
Hey, don't be trying to upstage me. You're not that good. Don't give her the knife, stupid. Or do. You're annoying, and I'll be glad when she finishes you off. Yeah, this guy wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Stab him again for me. And running through the woods. Boy, have I missed that. This movie is nothing if not consistent. And still jogging. No rush movie, just take your time. Oh yeah, you ran like 10 yards. You better stop and rest. I know if I were being chased by weird cannibals through the woods and they just ate my friends, I'd totally stop and mull over my next move after getting free. Well, at least she found this broken bottle of Boone's Farm, so it wasn't a total waste. I mean, she could have kept the knife, but yeah. Hey, Metallica graffiti. Oh, sure, this is as good a time as any for a nap. Yeah, no one will ever think to look for you in this random fencing in the middle of the woods. Brilliant idea. Tarantino approves of this shot. I swear to God, this movie never met a scene where absolutely nothing happens that it couldn't draw out for at least 10 minutes. I mean, this is great. She's totally put herself into the corner. Sort of like Dirty Dancing. And walking. But jump scare. Come back, I just want to take you on a flight. Oh good, she's gonna stop him with some Billy bookshelves from IKEA. Give him the directions and make him assemble them. That'll keep him busy for hours. It does seem only fitting that the climax of this movie just continues the motif of people randomly walking or running through the woods. I admire this level of narrative consistency. Then this happens. Guess she needed to log off. But at least we finally get to see our mutant's face. Kinda looks like Admiral Akbar. He's more fish than man. And he's shy. But that's okay because this dork is back. Why do I feel like this movie is never gonna end? I've had cases of food poisoning that were more fun than this movie. Oh, and the stab dude is back too. I'd be like, please kill me now. Just get me out of this movie. Oh, and you knew when they said she was pregnant we were going to get an homage to Joe D'Amato's Anthropophagus, right? But this movie is so inept it even makes that boring. Oh good, tree shot. We haven't had one of those in like 15 minutes. And this is going to be a downbeat ending, I guess, but at least we get the film's theme clearly stated.
You remember what Mama said about fast food? The preservatives and additives will kill you.
Ah yes, this entire film has been a nuanced and incisive critique of the fast food industry. It's like Super Size Me, but somehow worse. But at least there is sort of a happy ending. They're gonna eat this annoying dipshit. About 80 minutes too late. I don't know if I've ever been happier to say cue credits. And oh hey, director Jon McBride was also the star. And I use the term star loosely. So, what have we learned from Cannibal Campout? Well, for starters, that you can make a movie with a camcorder. But that doesn't mean you should. I always stick up for these shot-on-video flicks because they're made by people who didn't have Hollywood connections or any real training. But they still made a movie. And that applies here. But this thing is 87 minutes long, and at least an hour of it is just people walking or driving. Kudos for chasing your dream, if nothing else. Somehow, McBride has gone on to direct 11 other films, including Wood Chipper Massacre. In his defense, he does really seem like a nice guy. But enough about that. Can these woodland cannibals eat enough long pig to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Cannibal Campout delivers. We're treated to several machete killings, copious gut munching, stabbings, amputations, the kooky fish face of one of the killers, and one devoured baby. The effects are primitive, but there's enough splatter here to give Cannibal Campout a respectable 3 barf bag rating. If the effects had been a bit better, I could see giving this a 4. It's not a good flick, but it is modestly sick. Looking for a better shot-on-video masterpiece? Then be sure to check out my video on Dreamstalker. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.